In this update, we're tracking our next storm complex that'll impact the Pacific Northwest with an ice storm for those areas in and around the Portland, Oregon region. That will continue to move eastbound and link up with this system that was coming out of Canada. That will set the stage for more snow for those areas into the Ohio Valley as well as into the Northeast. And then an Arctic blast comes diving in by Friday. And then by Sunday, we have a renewed surge coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. That will link up with that colder air and set the stage for some freezing rain probabilities into the middle of the country. So I appreciate all my followers out there. This channel is up to 231,000 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm here on a daily basis putting out a lot of content. So if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and follow all my daily breakdowns. Plus, I have my own weather app. It's POW in a pocket, folks, both on Android and Apple Store. And here it is right here. You can see the ice storm on the alert button on the POW app in and around the Portland region down here into Salem. That's going to be impacting some heavier snows in along the Cascade regions. And then you can follow along on the radar on the actual weather app. Plus, you can watch all my videos here on YouTube on the weather app itself. Plus, go to my POW shop, which is my fan store, powpondershop.com. And I just kind of upgraded it too. So if you actually click on this layer and go to the bottom here, it actually has some of the storm prediction centers, the climate prediction centers. And if you want to zoom into your area anywhere in the country, you can just plug in your zip code or your address there and get your local forecast and, by the hour. So you literally do have POW in the pocket. Of course, I'm here too to break it all down for you and keep you well ahead of the storm. So let's take a look at the setup, right? I mean, we've got some very cold temperatures this morning as that first renewed surge of Arctic air would plunging all the way down into the deep south. Some places in the Florida Panhandle got down to 19 degrees this morning. Very chilly, cold air. And you can see where the actual snowpack is still on the ground towards Tennessee, even in some single digits with that frigid air. But yes, we do have a little bit of a rebound, but a renewed surge of Arctic air that will be coming in by Friday. So it's these systems right here that we're going to be tracking. It's this one that's entering the Pacific Northwest right now, bringing the ice storm for them and the snows to the Cascades. And then that's going to be linking up with this system that's going to be diving in out of Canada. That will set the stage for more snow across the Ohio Valley into the Northeast. So let's take you walk you through the setup here and about the lake effect snow too, because we've got more snow happening today in and around the Buffalo region. These lakes are plenty warm still for this time of year. So as that colder air comes in from that northwest flow, it's got the perfect angle that it needs to pick up some of that warmer lake waters and just dump it inland. And they just got 1 to 2 feet. They were digging out for that Buffalo game. And now they might have to dig out again because there's another 1 to 2 feet of snow definitely on the way in and around the Buffalo region. And where these areas that typically get the lake effect enhanced snowfall, you're going to be piling up that snow into the days to come. And it's all complements of that system heading in by Friday is going to link up with the one that's coming in from the Pacific Northwest, and that will bring the precipitation chances back. So what it looks like right now, here is that ice storm, right? So we got the rain along the coast, you got the ice storm right here in and around the Oregon region, and then the heavier snows depicted in that blue shaded color in and around the Intermountain West. And that is the system that will be traversing across as this system will be diving in out of southern Canada here into the Ohio Valley. So by the time we go into that Thursday timeframe tomorrow, I'm using a new map here. So let me know in the comments how you think of this. A little bit easier to read. So how you would read this, here's the graph on the right hand corner of the screen. The green would be your rain. Your orange color right here would be your mixed precipitation. And then you got freezing drizzle highlighted in purple. You got freezing rain highlighted in deep purple. You got in your pink color, you got sleet, all sleet, and of course the blue would be all snow. So on Thursday, you've got the system coming down, right? It starts out a little bit of snow showers in and around the Ohio region and back into the mid-Atlantic and those areas across portions of Pennsylvania. And that's going to link up with this other system that's going to be moving out, right, from the Cascades in towards Montana, into the Dakotas. And so by the time we head into that Friday morning time frame, those two systems will start to link up and produce a little bit heavier snows, not a massive snowstorm, but definitely some, light to moderate snows unfolding across Illinois, into Indiana, back into Ohio, into southern portions of Michigan here. That will sneak into portions of Kentucky as well, get into West Virginia, and then eventually head into Pennsylvania. And that all goes into the entire state of Pennsylvania as we get deeper into the day on Friday. And that will go into New Jersey for those areas, into the Baltimore region, into the New York City region. You're finally out of your drought. You're out of that slump that it's been broken. You got the snow, a little bit of snow yesterday. And so now that it's done, now you get more snow, right? This is just kind of how it works, right? So you got more snow heading your way. Again, not much, but it's still, you could be picking up, 1 to 2 inches of snow back into those regions, and a little bit in the interior regions, possibly 3 to 4 inches into that Thursday, Friday time frame coming up. But then we got the Arctic surge, the reinforcing shot, talking about the impulses of that Arctic air mass. And this is the last impulse that will be coming down that will last a couple of days, but it's got a little bit of punch with it. Not nearly as intense as the first round, but still those areas into Montana, you're talking 30 below average temperatures right there in the heart of the middle of the winter here. That 20 below average, all the way sinking all the way down into Texas again. You can see where the more above average is where the snowpack is really compacted with all the snow as of late, and what that would look like as far as temperatures goes. Yeah, we're back into the negative teens across Iowa, back into Illinois regions, and the single digits into Kansas again, getting back to 16 degrees in Oklahoma City, and the low 20s. Yes, well, those are hard freezes again down here towards Texas and to Louisiana and all the way down to the deep south. So this is another renewed surge of Arctic air that will be plunging southbound by late week. So that first system for Thursday and Friday, here's your snowfall estimates as that system combines with that other system coming in off the west coast. Yeah, those areas in blue looks to be about a 2 to 4 inch swath for those areas into northern Illinois, northern Indiana, into northern Ohio here, as well as into Pennsylvania, heading up to Michigan, and those areas into upstate New York, and even those areas, yes, into New Jersey. You could see some more snow in and around the New York City region, and then that just would extend into Connecticut, into Massachusetts, into Rhode Island, down here into the New England regions, as this will be moving out. So by Saturday, there's going to be drier air coming on the backside, but that's that Arctic surge, right? That's that Arctic blast that will be coming down. But it's going to be warmer off the west coast, and that's going to lead to more rain. Heavy rain, actually very heavy rain, is going to be setting up, inundating the Pacific Northwest and all along the coastal regions. California just gets soaked with this system, moving across Nevada and moving across the desert Southwest into the Four Corners regions. You've got snow into the higher elevations, but some welcome rains further south with this system. But where it gets interesting as we head into Sunday night, right? So we still got some of the Arctic air in place, and then we have a renewed surge coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and this is pretty high water content. In fact, it's up almost like the 99 percentile range of what you would typically see this time of year for those areas into Texas and Oklahoma. January is almost the second driest month of the year, so it's pretty rare to see this much amount of moisture coming out. The reason, because it's coming from the deep tropics of the Caribbean, where all these water temperatures are plenty warm for this time of year. And then you got the south wind. So the south wind is a warmer wind, but it also creates that warmer air aloft, and you still got that shallow colder air at the surface, the Arctic air that sinks to the surface as what you've been experiencing, that's when things could get a little interesting because yes, we're going to have another little vorticity that's going to bring the snow and the higher elevations. That's going to provide the lift mechanism needed to bring all the heavier rains back into Texas, into Oklahoma, and into Arkansas through, and all the moisture supply that's going to be inundating those areas as we get into starting on that Sunday night time frame. So there's the setup. So you got the vorticity, the big system, the big low pressure center. Then you also had a little shortwave. This shortwave is not nearly as intense, but underneath that, it can ring out some precipitation and then some snow showers where it's cold enough. But this is the main system that will be highlighted over the Four Corners region. And there's California, right? Gets clocked with heavier rainfall going into that Monday time frame. But we'll be watching those areas further to the south because you got heavy rain going to be inundating the Lone Star State of Texas there heading into Oklahoma. But where it gets interesting, again, there's a small window, looks to be a small window as the temperatures stay right at freezing. This is Sunday night. You got 30 degree temperatures as the Arctic air tries to hang on. And then you got upper 20s going further north in Missouri, mid 20s. But you can see the warmer air coming in from the south. So there's going to be a small window there where you could have a little bit of a changeover to some freezing rain. So it makes a headache for those areas into Monday morning, possibility for those bigger cities like into the Oklahoma City region, into the Dallas-Fort Worth region, as this looks to be, I'm not like 100% on board with this as of right now, but it looks to be a possibility, this far out, 5 days out, and increasing chances because even the model blend is starting to pick up on this small window. We're only talking a small window because we have a surge from the south. You're going to have rain coming from the south, and time of day has a lot to do with this. This would be midnight, right? So as your temperatures are at the lowest, heading into the overnight hours, so it looks to be possibly a 6 to 10 hour window where you could have some of that changeover on the freezing on the bridges and overpasses into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, heading up into the the Red River areas and going up into the Oklahoma City region. And this is the moisture surge that will be extending further north. So as we get in towards that noon time frame, this would be all warm and it would change over to all rain, right? So then you're leading towards time of day, right? So you're getting towards warmer temperatures because this is the warmer wind coming from the south. You still had a little bit of a changeover still where it's going to be colder further north you go, up into Arkansas, up in northern portions of Oklahoma by then, into Missouri. But as we head towards nightfall again, then we could be seeing more freezing rain probabilities as you extend further north. These areas have a pretty good snowpack on the ground, so this would likely keep them colder for those areas further south. So it all transitions to all of a chillier rain further south into Texas, into Arkansas on the southern side, but then the northern side, you have that small window for that freezing rain prospects. And I think that would just lead into those areas in northern Illinois, into Indiana, and eventually head into Iowa as it transfers to all snow eventually further north, going into northern Iowa and back into southern portions of Minnesota here, as well as into Wisconsin. But there's the temperatures by Tuesday morning. So you can see the trend, right? You got the southward trend, the warmer wind by Tuesday morning. We're not talking freezing temperatures even for those areas into Texas, into Arkansas, even Missouri, as that warmer air will continue to inundate this area. So you only got about a small window there where you could be looking at some ice, and it's likely going to be a morning event for your Monday morning commute and your Tuesday morning commute as it trends further north. So this is the area that I'm watching right now going into that Sunday night, into that Tuesday morning time frame where it could start in and around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, extending through the Oklahoma City region, into Arkansas, through Missouri, and back up into northern Illinois, as well as into Indiana and portions of Tennessee for your Sunday night heading into your Tuesday morning time frame. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video, definitely hit the subscribe button, and catch my next update while I protect you before and after the storm.